Agent select coming through between Sentinels and XSET as we turn our attention over to Ascent. And before we get into some of that, Riv, we learned something very interesting about Sentinels and Ascent during the break. Would you care to share that with the rest of the crowd?
I think you should, as you came up with it. I'm still just kind of in awe right now, Doug.
Yeah, that's fair. Sentinels haven't played Ascent since April 29th.
Which means
April
it wasn't
29th, bro. Yeah, that's like forever ago. They have not had a rep on this map since then, and the last time they did, it was against version 1, which they lost 13-4. So, there may be something here that XSET can capitalize on to get themselves to map 5, but when you've got a team like Sentinels, obviously that's a difficult thing to do regardless of the map. So, XSET feeling far more comfortable here heading into this map. They do have a couple of reps on Ascent specifically in this tournament, right? They were able to best 100 Thieves, and they were able to best Rise 13-10, 13-4 respectively. So much more recent reps on this map for XSET. Well, Sentinels, we don't really know what to expect.
I don't, but we do have the episode 1, Act 1 composition coming in. You love to see it. You love to see it. So much Cypher, Omen, a little bit of Jet, and Phoenix. They're going back to the tried and true. What feels comfortable that they remember from the wee old 1700 of April 19. But yeah, it's going to be, I think, what Sentinels knows. They're going to play that with Sick going off when he can, a little bit of all-door focus. And I'm excited to see what XSET brings to the table here. They do have the Astra for Def. That can be played all across the map for XSET's fakes. Remember, XSET's Haven was primarily won by disengaging the initial holds that Sentinels had. Playing a few strats, making Sentinels move, and then they were beating Sentinels at their post plant. Let's see if they can do it again here on Ascent.
So the Ult Orb already coming through in favor of BCJ. We'll see how they choose to prioritize that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, towards B, right, they know that nobody's pushing in. At least they haven't worked their way through yet, but they're not wise to the fact that both Dapper and Shazam are pushing their way up. 10's already gotten one. Seriously messes up another as BCJ so weak, and there's that pressure that we were talking about, right? They just full send. They do not give their opposition a single inch to work with.
They're playing off of each other too, right? Tens knows one's peeking on Cat, so you continue to peek. It's like ducks going across the row. Which one do you shoot? Fantastically played here by Sentinels to start the pace off hot. Looks like they're just looking to finalize the last few kills. Pure is going to come around and try and bolster the group here with the cavalry. I don't know if it's going to work, but BCJ starts them off a little bit right.
A little something. Zekin gets one as well, but now without Shazam getting one. Zekin gets two. So now they can work their way. My gosh, they have a total of 5 HP. Yeah. And Zombs never left A, right? So they wisely apply pressure B through Garage. They apply pressure through mid, and they stay at home on A just in case, right? Like, because you're funneling them towards A. That's the only place that they can go, and Zombs welcomes them with open arms. A quick, easy 2K right there to win the round for Sentinels.
Gotta loves the Zom security team. He's always there, ready to hold it down. And that's a great attribute, too. Never over-rotating, always being prepared. 2 quick frags for him. And that means he's going to be having full utility to be throwing at XSET here. Do Sentinels again, push straight up. Looks like Tens will continue to take hold of mid. And you'll always get Shazam just firing darts over, making sure they can control that B to tiles area right off the bat.
And he's got a Guardian. Risen in prominence since the latest patch, and you start to see why. It's more effective from a financial perspective, and it still hurts.
Yep.
Hits like a damn truck. Zekin's already dropped.
Ooh, oh, wow. Very nicely played off the audio cue from Shazam's drone. Aaron just goes full force into the site and takes down Shazam while he was in his little pad. It's going to be now a 3v4. Still Sheriffs and this Frenzy as they make sure to grab themselves the Spectre before they head off of A.
Well, and that's, I mean, Aaron did that, what was that, on Icebox around the Roomba from 10s? It's the exact same thing, right?
Yep.
Played around the util, swings, gives it to him, and manages to walk away with the kill. For BCJ, he's been eating those ult orbs, a full diet of it, as he's already gotten to 4, halfway to having the Hunter's Fury online. We see him to continue to prioritize that. While for XSET, I mean, right, they know. Right? They were making no doubts about where they're trying to go from an audio perspective, but Dapper was able to take care of Pure. Tens is on the site, but he's only got 40 health. Oh, and he's not on the site anymore. Great positioning by Def to win them that and leave Sick. And a 1v3, now he's got a Ghost, and he's got a wall, and a hot hand. So he's got something to work with. The turret, Def, is he gonna swing on it? No, just patiently waiting. Six in a brutal spot here. He's gonna have to work things around. Waiting to see if anyone's gonna be pushing back through defender spawn. Not gonna be the case. Six slowly creeping. He might be able to get behind. Yeah, he's able to get behind Def. A 1v2 now. One step closer. BCJ's weak.
Oh my god.
Easy,
Does Six
save
save this?
Upgrade. He gets a weapon upgrade too. Aaron's gotta go big. Aaron's gotta go big, and he does it. My gosh. A round win for XSET to tie us up at 1 apiece.
XSET. Mental booming Sentinels. Sentinels trying to mental boom XSET. Just 2 rounds into the 3rd game. Oh my, I should say 4th game. Oh my word. This is something else, Doug. We are going right down to the wire on every one of these rounds, and that is an eco for XSET to stop the early rounds for Sentinels. Absolutely huge here. Cannot be underestimated or understated. We're going to see what happens with the alts. 2 orbs for Sick, 2 orbs for Dapper, and 1 for BCJ.
See some investment of utility towards B early on. The ult orb going into Zekin's pocket.
Push up.
This time quietly but surely takes more of an aggressive position and gets rewarded with a kill. Sick on the other side of the smoke. He's got a Sheriff. It's getting blasted through, but no, he's worked his way around. The audio cue's going to give him away. From that, he backs up. Avoids disaster. Now the hot hands, the flash is there. Sick gets cleaned up. Very well played by Second and Pure as well. Tens was able to get one. He's still up in heaven. Somehow manages to get a second as Zoms does as well. Things look so good for XSET.
Doug, what's happening right now?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm here for it. I'm along for the ride.
Punch for punch on these rounds. The Sentinel pick up round number 3 after losing. After picking up pistol round. We'll have to see here. We are watching Tens. Zoms as well, just back on A site. Jenny, BCJ around the corner. He's been one of the focal points for XSET. And now he comes in. The ultimate's up, but he has no time to grab it. Oh my god! The heavy penetration right through to Zoms.
By the Guardian, friends. By the Guardians. A Red Bull clutch from BCJ. I'm tired of calling the guy's name. But when he does stuff like this, how do you not? Isolates the 1v1 against Tens, and then the huge tap from the drone allows that to happen without him getting that from the drone. That play's not an option. Beautiful from BCJ.
Wow. That is those shots. I love it. I absolutely love it when it just completely takes you by surprise. And he plays it so clean. Quite a bit of damage. He says, oh yeah, you want to play the spam game? Answers right back. Answers right back, Doug.
BCJ, Hunter's Fury online, but not without paying a price. He's going to get healed up a bit, courtesy of Zekin Sky. Now he's in a much better position. Operator in the hands of Tens. As they haven't aggressively taken any space away, you've still got Tens holding down middle with an op.
Yeah.
And in case he has to give that space up, you've got the tripwire from Dapper so that they can rotate off but still have information across the middle of the map.
XSET doing a nice job of making sure Sentinels stays at bay from mid, from other things. Early stars dropped here allow also movement into mid if they want to go with this drone. It doesn't look like they're using that for too much of an idea. It was bait indeed.
Not able to. So we tagged up Tens, but that's all it was. And BCJ so consistently will tag one with the recon dart and then use the Hunter's Fury. The Seekers have come out as well as they dash their way onto the site, but Shazam! The anchor not giving up anything as Pure drops. Dapper gets in on it as well. Flashed up, but Shazam, the shock dart. Oh, the shock dart, but Sit goes in. It's just BCJ. Can you do it again? A 1v4? Surely not, right? With 13 seconds left, they're just kind of waiting it out. He's going to get taken out. Dapper delivers the final bullets to tie us up at 2 apiece.
Spammed through the wall. Hearing his footsteps go down, almost was able to get in there through the audio warfare that was going on from the Odin and the rest of the Phantoms. 2-2, Doug. as we come into round 5. Everybody on the board to frag, so we got everyone's off and running. You don't have that kind of pressure on you to perform here. Don't have to worry about that. Bladestorm for 10s. Dapper there with the ultimate as well. And a few just away here for the side of XSET. On deck is Pure with his Bladestorm as well for the attack side. And the push up from Sick, they say, no, you will not get coverage on the alt orb. That's ours to start and ours for the round.
Should get some info. And 10's down to 46 health. Sick got tagged up as well. Make that 20. Oh, but he's got a shorty. He's got the flash. The flash's not going to do, or excuse me, the shorty's not going to do anything as the flash paves the way. But the members of Sentinels rip XSET to shreds throughout that round. It didn't look good for 10s early on, but they were able to pick up the pieces. Sentinels take a 1-round lead.
There's a quick one to put in the books. Figuring out how they would play against the fast eco round. You're always trying to pressure your opponents, take a chance. It's like looking at a pitch in baseball, you know? You let a few swing by, you know you may not get some. And that was the rush towards Cat to see how Sentinels would react. Back to weapons. Shazam gonna go for his spams. Phantoms across the board here for XSET as they look to keep it secret. No coverage on that alt orb this time.
No.
Might be Aaron's, so they might get locked down as well. There you go.
You should run.
So you see him on the opposite side of the map. You mentioned the lockdown, but on the opposite side of the map, they've taken space away through Garage. He's got the op and the Bladestorm, but Zombs gets dropped instantly, so they are going to have easy access onto A. Keep an eye on the mini-map because Def is getting a little impatient. Tens is on the other side as well. The spike's going to go down. Neither of them are wanting to move. Who's going to go first? Oh, it's going to be Def. Oh, it's going to be Def. Oh, no, it's going to be Def. Tens and Sick both get a kill almost at the exact same time. BCJ trades one out, though, as the spike has been playing at Shazam from up in heaven. Looking to make it happen, nothing doing. BCJ with 3. As 10's now, he's got the Bladestorm, but Pure does as well. And I mean, they may just opt to save the op here.
Remember we said this is where XSET can find a lot of their strength against Sentinels. They were able to make sure the post plants went in favor of XSET on Haven. Here we see when XSET can get that spike down, they are good at shutting down what Sentinels is trying to do. That team that thrives off of retakes. Almost a double coming up for 10s. You make sure that's one is PCJ goes down to the spike after all.
Unfortunate things you hate to see, but I mean, it was such a good setup. Again, it came off of that lockdown, and you called it, Riv. The ability for them to have space to work with around that ult orb to get the lockdown online, and then utilize that to get easy access onto A was just beautiful from top to bottom.
About finding that window, finding the rotation. The one round that kind of Sick isn't there on long A for the moment, and Zombs is taking a high position in sight. They do switch it up. Now it's the B push coming out here, and Tens is going to make sure he has a little bit of coverage on this operator with 2 to swing over. They leave him, though. 6 heading back towards A.
Ooh, I like that swing from Zekin. Not able to make it land, though. Shazam blasting through. It's so hard to work your way past that, right? Because you've got the Odin ripping through the wall. You've got a bit of utility as well, and now you've got 10s with the op holding that tight angle. You can't really make your way in there.
No, and you can see they set up for this too. Cypher trap on Cat, Cypher trap on mid. So Sick could be present. Oh, just misses the rear end, and now it's going to be Def safe after that one. Does he still live though? Pure takes down 10s as he continues to rush forward, and XSET are off and running here on round 7.
I mean, an abundance of missed shots from both players, but it seems to pan out, at least in Pure's favor this time around. Aaron's able to get the spike down as they have taken full control of B. The 2 remaining members of Sentinels nowhere really near the site. You've got Zombs with the From the Shadows, but into a 2v5 like that, that's a difficult situation. So Pure will likely carry the op into the next round, as XSET should theoretically take the lead.
It looked like it was going to be the perfect play. I feel like she was releasing one of her stars there. Def had just made a motion of the ability, which I think threw 10s off slightly on that shot. Dapper with 1, and they'll be able to clean him up. Zom's just hanging out. He doesn't have to worry about Spike going off here as they hunt for him, but another round we have coming for XSET. Once they get that spike down, it seems to be in their favor. They orchestrate their defense so quickly. Even if they're under pressure, everybody gets to their necessary position.
So that op will come through. And this was this was interesting to watch. And there were just so many different opportunities there.
See, you chase that in any one of yours or my games, and there's 3 people on the other side of that smoke ready to save, ready to save that jet, and everyone's like, "Why did you just chase?" They're all stars. They're just all stars. No, a really heady play there for Pierre to make sure Tens went down. Blade Storm for him. He's gonna rock it right off the bat, and Six back to guard in the Arc Orb. Oh, Six throws the Molly, runs up, so they focus on him. Tens plays the bait game as he flies over the wall.
Excellent use of teamwork and excellent use of utility there. Surely we're going to see that play later on today.
Yep.
I mean, beautiful set piece from Sentinels.
It's kind of about, it's using that precedent that you set. There were rounds that Sick had done that, but never had Tens gone up over the wall, so why would they think to? It's the little things that you really love to see teams adding to the strategies to make them work even better. Sentinels looking to pick this one up with a member up at the moment on the agent count. But this would tie the game back up as we're going back and forth. 50 seconds left in the round as they just have to wait for XSET to make a move.
Now they do have the Cosmic Divide online. And they do still have some util. So CJ presumably could get some... Okay, never mind. Forget it. Forget I was saying anything. When you've got Tens doing things like that with the Blade Storm, what kind of options do you have? Not able to land the last.
There he goes.
Hunting. He wants it. He got it, baby. An ace for Tens.
You should have seen your faces. Yeah, Jet's right. The faces were just getting torn off there. What a start to the round here. This is the Molly and run it back as we just saw from Sick underneath. Tens taking advantage of the misdirection, beautifully played, and then playing a little hopscotch here with his pogo stick behind Dyson A. This standstill on this too. Sending messages, Doug.
Sending messages. Sentinels looking to put XSET away. We're tied back up. Tens has the op in his back pocket. No Blade Storm this time around, but he's obviously shown his proficiency on this weapon as well. Meanwhile, for XSET, a heavy stack towards B. Sick has already been tagged up. The middle of the map is not... That's not an option right now. And now they know that op is there too. Difficult spot to be in.
You are divided.
So the turret here would definitely activate to whoever's in sight. And I think they realize this is going to be a B hit, unless it's just the biggest fake with a lot of utility used here. Doug Aaron starts it off onto Tens immediately.
Cosmic Divide and the Seekers follow shortly thereafter. Sentinels have to peek through that wall to get some space. Dapper's still on backside, though. Dapper gets dropped. That's going to leave Zoms alone. And my goodness, he's on the other side of the map. Into a 1v4 like this. I mean, he may get a bead onto one. Okay. That's one step in the right direction. Aaron's going to get the spike down. But BC, I mean, they're all playing on the site, right? So if he can isolate some of this, he's got some utility.
Yeah.
This is, it won't be easy, but it is doable.
I mean, an entire nation. There's a chance. There's a chance. Looks like he is just playing for a bit of the exits, though. Or otherwise, he would have went for the door by this time. So holding off, hopefully finding that Odin, and we'll see what the safe exit is. Usually it is up towards this spawn area as the flank is considered dangerous. Zom's going to get a little bit closer to make it happen. And spawn will be the exit route here. One guiding light, 2 guided light, a quick spam, and Zekin finds his target for a 3K on the round. Nicely done there. XSET again getting post-plant power to work in their favor.
And they, I mean, to understand exactly where he was going to be, to have the wherewithal to use the flashes to ensure that there's no one playing out for exits. It's just a very complete round, very well played from XSET. Now we'll take a look at Ultimate Center Online. Aaron 1 point away from the lockdown. BCJ's got his Hunter's Fury, and we've seen a trend with BCJ, right? He'll use the drone. If he tags somebody, will not hesitate to get that Hunter's Fury online, whip it out, and try to deal damage and clear out space around the same time. Now, they don't have anything aggressive dialed up quite yet, and take a look at the adjustment from the op. Tens is still opping, but he's in a different spot, so that should give him a bit of a cue to work the middle of the map, and that's exactly what Second's doing. The tripwire is going to give some knowledge of that away. But Second still have tree control.
They're playing the double up. Tailwind out. Six going to be there to clean up as they come around the corner. And they're going to actually retreat from this strategy to give Sick a different positioning on where he wants to go. Alt orb's been grabbed. Sick just hears that. So does Tens. They turn around to see what's going down.
Yeah, but Aaron, so from that ult orb, Aaron got the lockdown online.
Right.
But look at the patience with which XSET's playing this round. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yep, 10's good for one on Def. Gonna dash away. Sick. Looking to make something happen. The lockdowns come online. The hot hands cooking things up as the spike goes down. Yep, Sick with the flash. Aaron tries to turn it. Not able to do so. Looks like he's going to try to get away here. Pure with the op, creeping his way forward. Spots one, not able to land the shot. Flick just narrowly missing. And not battle here as both Jets looking to make things happen. They both go up. They both go up aggressively. Sick has already dropped. Zekin not able to land it as Pure gets one on a Shazam.
Tag
for another. Oh, the op battle. Yeah, Pure wins that one with the classic.
10 seconds
Dapper
left.
in a 1v2. He's got a great spot, though, but they've got to know where he is. Zeki gets messed up. The Cloudburst bought some space, but not enough. He's going to have to get the spike down. Dapper goes in aggressive. Dapper clutches it out for Sentinels. A Red Bull one at that.
Chaos everywhere. Nobody's in a set position with these, running back and forth, just missing each other by coattails on these shots. Here again, Dapper's there as they don't think anyone would be within the vicinity. And he goes right through knowing there's only 4 seconds to send a message. We're at 5-5. Look at that round score. Neither team allowing it to slide in one way or the other here as we just balance on a knife's edge. This is what we needed to get in XSET. I mean, they're keeping it in potential for that 5th and final game of the series. Sentinels doing what they can to capitalize on these rounds. We're in round 11 now.
Pure has activated the Blade Storm. See a cheeky little one-way. Shazam looking to go in and get some info. Tens with the peeking through. The flash is there. He has to back up. And you've also got the gravity on the back of the site. Pure has been cleaned up. The Hunter Series going to come out as well. As Ten's good for 1. Make that a second. Sick falls as well. 10's for 3. Understands where 4th one is. Spots him, not able to do it, but Shazam is as Sentinels take the lead 6-5, entering the last round of the half.
Last round in the half.
Ready for speed, ready to compete. That was a quick round, and everybody on the team of Sentinels was ready to act on it. Nicely done. Just kind of a quick rush, quick stop. There has been a lot of good hold onto that B site for Sentinels. The loss of rounds comes whenever XSET can break the site. That post plant just seems to be how they are getting their victories on this one. And as we see, there hasn't been too many spikes going off. It's just been the frags once that post plant happens. So XSET is getting real aggressive in these rounds, and Sentinels, they're starting to bite back a little bit.
They are. Shazam aggressively blasting through with the Odin, see if he can tag anyone up through that wall. Not going to be the case. Retreat back.
I've got your trail.
And he should switch weapons. Yeah, he does. So he dropped that Phantom back there, is able to clean it back up. ECJ using the Hunter Series. You hear the run it back is going to be used as well from Sick, but he walks right into a Seekers. Or excuse me, a Flash. Sick. Oh, Sick not able to get anything. Pure with the Frenzy. Does what is needed. Zom's going to get cleaned up as well. But here comes the rest of Sentinels. Dapper and Tens don't give up anything. Zekin trying to make it happen. Makes it a 1v3, but he's got 33 health, and that's all he has. A 7-5 half from Sentinels.
Switching sides.
XSET there. The Hunter's Fury and the Seekers, I feel like were used a little disjointed. As we saw the Seekers, they were still moving up to that cat area. Hunter's Fury was used well before the Seekers turned the corner. So, well, I think they were trying to catch people in rotation or in movement, but being identified almost... You can't say hit confirm because it's not, but you'll definitely be able to find him with the Seekers. So maybe a bit disjointed on the power of utility used that round for XSET. Sentinels, again, cleaning up any mistakes, finding out how they can route around these attacks from XSET. Let's switch it around, though. It's going to be attack for Sentinels now as XSET tries to put up some defense here. 7-5 first half in favor of Sentinels.
Heavy stack towards B, trying to work tiles. You've got... Okay, some info. So they're going to understand the top cat is available, so they should be able to work the middle of the map. But they don't have any presence toward garage. So at this point, they have options, right? They can funnel towards B. They can flip the map and go back towards A through defender spawn. Still really have the entire map in front of them.
Sick knowing a few are in. Yep. So wow, they have garrisoned the site right now with 3 members of XSET. This is gonna be tough to take for Sentinels. Let's see.
Yeah, the excellent response from XSET, understanding that that's where the pressure was coming from. We talked about the tells. That's going to be it. They hunker back down on backside, but Sentinels full send. Tens going. Tens does it again. As he gets 2, Aaron's left alone. They've gotten full control of B. They're going to get the spike down, pitch a tent, have lunch, do whatever the heck they want back there, as Aaron hasn't been able to work his way in at all.
Open the floodgates. Just waterfall coming in from Sentinels. They drop into the site, overwhelm XSET on his pistol. And now it's going to be, can they connect this round with the next one? First half, XSET was able to come up big on the second round. Let's see if they can do it again here in second half.
A 20-8 performance out of 10 so far. And when you play full break like that, you just things just kind of fall your way.
Go.
Sometimes, yeah, baby, you just go. Hold W, he has 1 speed, and that's all that it is. But now Sentinels on the attack. They win that pistol, so they should have a slight advantage as far as finances and artillery go. Heavy lean towards A. The one difference being Dapper's playing towards B. Make sure nobody's going to be pushing in from garage.
Easy. Quick turret out. Not a problem for Aaron. Sick and the rest of the team happy to grab that. They know Aaron's going to be on the backside.
Dude.
Judge down. The verdict is you are gone.
A.
Ken's just on the right here. The quick dash in from Pure was pretty cheeky.
The shorty's right there. The shorty's right there. The shorty wins the shotgun duel as Pure plays around the smoke and manages to land the kill. Zoms has gotten onto the site, but yeah, he's got the spike, but he's the only one there. BCJ down to 12 health, excuse me, gets messed up, gets dropped. It's going to leave Pure with 7 health and a judge. Upgraded off of 10s. Can he have the same success? No, not with the ghost on the other side. Sentinels, they should win that round, but it wasn't without fireworks, without heroics from 10s, and that's just always fun to watch when you're watching a judge player like that.
We'll see what they do with these eco rounds, but as I was saying, I felt like over the past few maps of this series, you get Shazam in that position where he's starting to read his opponent thoroughly. And that's a basis of 5 people, how they're playing and how they're reacting, right? You're almost thinking for everybody in a certain situation. Right. Everybody else is just considering that in the firefight they're in. Shazam making sure that happens for everybody here. And I feel like that's how a lot of the times Sentinels are able to overcome their opponents. Here they head back towards A for another round, and it's going to be orb focus for Sick, because why not?
Well, I mean, and that's been the case the last couple of rounds. You can see how deeply they prioritize getting that run it back into his hands, and the havoc that he's able to cause with that ultimate just creates so much space.
Moving towards B. It looks like the slow hit. Great timing from BCJ to use a bit of utility here. Figuring out that 1-minute mark could be a pressure point coming in from Sentinels. Now the push up towards mid. You can see that Tens is waiting for some audio in a pretty tricky spot. Probably won't see any rotations just yet, but he is waiting to hear if somebody goes by him.
There it is. They managed to get both ult orbs in 6 hands to get the run it back. Def's able to clean it up without any damage done, and really nobody's able to follow that, right? So they still haven't gotten in, but Tens on the flank through the middle of the map may get right behind Def. He's not careful. Def swings out. There's Tens. He's got audio cube 1 on the right. 1v5. Nothing doing. BCJ cleans it up. A flawless round from XSET. A desperately needed one, given how the half had kind of gone just in the nick of time.
Yep. That was definitely a big round, especially with what's coming out in utility on first buys for XSET, what that means for further rounds, because Sentinels have a bit of a cushion with that. They came out with the first few rounds of the second half. We see again they're going for a type of play that will be a semi-buy, but buying in with the Blade Storm on 10. So they're ready and raring to keep the pressure on here, even with that XSET win.
Yeah, so take a look. Tens not buying anything because he's 1 point away from having the Blade Storm, so they're going to prioritize this ult orb, get it into his hands preferably, so that they can make something happen. But that's an excellent nanostorm to slow things down. Yeah,
that's tough to start with. Losing your armor loses a bit of confidence on who is going to be protecting 10s on this, but they'll still try to grab it.
Well,
this play, Doug, this play. They're getting ready for the guided light.
Aaron's turret is there too, so it's not like they can easily swing. The gravity well also causes problems, and they've gotten into a cheeky position as well. They've got to swing out again. The objective here, the mission objective, is to get that ult orb into Ten's pocket. So far, they haven't been able to do it, but slow and steady seems to be the case.
There she
But as
goes.
soon as it taps, all right, there it is. He gets it online, channels it instantly, and then they rotate off. So it took a little bit, right? It didn't feel good. There was investment of utility, but they got what they came here for.
It was, right? Nothing else happens this round until we get this orb, everyone. There's literally that general sitting over you with a cigar hanging out of his mouth, growling. We got push here into mid. Aaron is trying to get a well jump on the backside. They did see him, but I think he also saw a few heads or just the
30
bun of
seconds
Jet
left.
there going through mid from the top of her hair. So again, 3 in sight. The waterfall was able to overcome this last time. From top down, Tens gets it started.
BCJ trades it out. Def's in a great spot, too. He's got on the flank. You've also got Aaron on backside. BCJ good for a second. Zombs and Dapper, however, trading it out. Aaron's got to go big. No, nothing happening. It's all going to fall down onto Zekin's hands. He's got a Spectre. Doesn't have the element of surprise anymore. The spike goes down as he's got to slowly creep his way forward. He's upgraded to a Phantom. Smoke's coming through. Zekin has to play this so carefully. Trailblazer going to give him info of at least where one is, but there's not a tag, right? Nothing to really help him spam through, but he does it anyway! Onto Dapper, a 1v1 now, but the clock continues to tick away. He's gonna have to go. Zom's getting impatient. Zom's looking to go grab some seconds. He's gonna be on the swing. Zombs comes up big for Sentinels yet again.
Oh, the ping work coming through. Almost made that round work. 10-6 as Zombs comes up big. He has had numerous clutch situations where the game has called on him to keep it going for Sentinels, and that is another time right there. XSET on this defense in sight. They've always been down in the trenches there, trying to get the fight, and it seems like Sentinels is able to pick them off one by one until the final one is done. 10-6 now as we're moving around 17. A little bit of round for round here. Let's see if XSET can take it back for a 7 of their own.
And you take a look at the timeline, and it from the end of the last half into the beginning of this half, it's really been all Sentinels. And you've talked about, we'll touch on this in a second because the Hunter series come out. Pure swings out for 2. Sick trades it out, however.
One enemy
Dropping
remaining.
things down to a 3v2, make that a 3v1. 6 left alone, he gets cleaned up.
Okay.
An excellent response from XSET, right? And what I was trying to work through was that you touched on it. Shazam downloads, and then there's like a gap that's often built out. For XSET, this is about the moment when it happens. So XSET really needed that round win to be able to kind of stay in this. You continue to go tit for tat, and that's exactly what they wanted there.
All right, so that's 1 round loss. You look at 850 credits, 1,000 credits, 1,600. So this save here is imperative coming in for Sentinels. They'll be able to go through next round, but with the money resets happening like this in a game being so close economy-wise, it actually makes it really tough to get any buys strung together because you're always putting yourself on 1,900 lost credits, then 3,000 win, then 1,900 lost. And if you're dying each round, it becomes really troublesome. We have our 18th round here coming up. XSET starting to make a move to tie it up.
So they all work the middle of the map and then delay, swing back to work entry into B as well, and it works. It pays off. They've got onto there. Neural Theft is going to come through as the spike goes down. Sick with 16 health. He's been able to upgrade a weapon, but he's going to go ahead and use the run it back. He's going to get flashed up as it continues to tick away, making sure that nobody's pushing up. Waits it out. Aaron was there for it. Again, pistols across the board with the exception of Sick. Second, good for 1 onto 10. So they're going to use the Secrets as well. They will refuse to give up this round. The flash comes out. Zekin swings out, but it's Def actually with 2, leaving Shazam alone. He's got 26 health. He's got a Sheriff, and that's all he's got. Zekin manages to get the shots at the very last moment. Sentinels had a broken bye. XSET get to 8.
All right, that puts a little money in the hands of Sentinels here as we did see them spending through, knowing that win or loss, they'd still be able to buy in. So we'll see what they are able to make of that. I wonder if it was the operator. I wasn't keeping track of the cash. I don't think so for 10s. Plus, with the way the game's flowing, an operator purchase is really risky because if you lose that, you could be hurting more than just your own economy because of the further buys that could come through due to 1 round. So not going to see the operator come out here. Just alt orb focus still for Sentinels as XSET continues to close the gap here. Let's see if they can do it again.
You see, oh gosh, they're walking into it. Tens has been tagged. The dart as well, but they're going to push right into it. Yep, they just stick it to BCJ. Run right at him. Pure with the Blade Storm, however, dashing away. Looking for a second. No, the hot hands and the shots from Sick take care of business. They managed to get onto the site. They're going to get the spike down as well. You were talking about expensive investments. Pure had an op that round.
Yep.
He's been dropped, and there it is. Six going to get it. Now it's in Sentinel's pockets. That's huge.
I mean, there's 2 objectives on the board now.
Well,
get that operator out. One's down. Now it's the spike acting as another member here of Sentinels. So almost like a 3v3 is what XSET has to work with. They take one of those members down. Just Zoms and the spike.
He's got some mobility, but that's all he's got. And he's not able to make anything happen off of that. Didn't have smokes, didn't have a paranoia. Zekin comes through with the defuse. XSET get to 9. And Riv, like, you can rewind a couple of rounds and you can point to that moment, right?
Yeah.
Where XSET was on the cusp of losing control of the map. They win a huge round. They're able to rattle off 3. Now they're just 1 round down. This is competitive again. And the possibility of map 5 once again enters the conversation.
Not against it. I'd love to see it. These 2 teams are taking each other to the distance, Doug, and a really fantastic gameplay, game style, and just the way they're doing it has been amazing to watch. We see the rounds 3 in favor here for XSET as they start to gain a bit of momentum, and a partial buy again coming in from Sentinels as they try to get a few of these rounds in their favor. The push through. BCJ goes down again to the same thing.
Yeah, it's the 2nd round in a row where Sick just full sends, holds W, and destroys BCJ. Now he's going to get the run it back as well. Trying to work his way back on the site. Trying to work off of the tag. Not able to do it. Def took a little bit of damage, but that's all it was. Zom's getting the spike down as the lockdown comes through, but it's, I mean, it's just going to funnel him back into the site.
Distant.
Right, like in a boathouse.
At least they know nobody's clear. This is going to allow Aaron to know that nobody kind of pushed out far enough, but you still got to make a move here. Zekin to take one down and start it off.
But they're disjointed. You've got to wait for Aaron to push in with you, right? Like, don't take this at a numbers disadvantage. But Zekin, I guess if you've got Zekin, you can do it that way. Def gets one as well. As Shazam is left alone with the Sheriff. Not able to get anything else. Aaron gets the defuse. It was a weird buy for Sentinels, and oh, baby, we're tied at 10.
You have to be kidding. It's exactly what we want out of the grand finals. XSET not giving up. I was building up Shazam earlier. There's no doubt that he's been reading XSET, and they start to vary it up enough to just continue and throw that post-plant pressure in. We have not seen XSET on a lot of these maps be able to gain post-plant pressure. It's when they were already in the site that they take it, hold it, and make it work. These retakes, however, are exactly what the doctor ordered, and they've brought themselves right back into this match.
Operator again in the hands of Pure, looking down long. The flash is going to come through, get him some info towards A that there is presence. Got Sick in a cheeky little spot here. Up top, nothing doing quite yet. There's no, I mean, you've got Dapper a couple points away from having his ult online, but really for both teams, no one on the cusp of bringing that into the fold. Tenz has been spotted, so they understand that there's, they have at least for the time being lost some control of the middle of the map.
Don't have to have too much control watch here on Cat. Everything A and Cat had lurched them, along with what this bot's going to tell them. And Pierre gets himself into a one-shot position to make sure he gets back to safety here. All the flashes and util coming in, and it looks like Sentinels are forcing that A.
That's big. Oh, that's so big because now they have tree control as well. Pure's going to have to go absolutely nuts, and so far, so good. He's gotten 2 to drop things down to a 3v3, but Sick has managed to get onto the site. Def slowly working his way through tree to reestablish control there. That's going to force Dapper to take the long route all the way back in towards the A main to make something happen. Meanwhile, Shazam looking to equalize things right now. Cleans up BCJ. Pierce still has that op. Understanding there's somebody down low. He's going to drop. He's going to land the shot. My gosh, but Dapper on that flank that we talked about, Drew dropping things to a 1v1. Def going aggressive. Dapper waiting for it. Def spots him. Dapper's running for the fence. Get me the heck out of there. He's going to be able to blast through. Is he going to be able to blast through the boxes? No, the spike continuing to tick away. Def's running out of time, and Dapper does it anyway. It doesn't matter. Sentinels take the lead.
Oh, the very last hair on that one. Just the cat and mouse game continues to play out. A lot of the rounds on Icebox continue to go down to the second hand on the timer. and Pure trying to hit the flick shots. Like we said, all of these last frags at the end of the round are so chaotic. They're chases. They're everybody just figuring out where the flank is coming from situations. And it is Sentinels thriving in that one. Now it happens on round 22 because it seems like it's anybody's game right now.
Well, it's concerning here for XSET. They've got a lighter buy, right? You've got a Guardian in BCJ's hand, which is pretty dang good. And for him to have the balls, really, to continue to play that tight, knowing what's been happening with Sick is I mean, it works out for him this time. He may be able to get tag on him anyway. Tens dashes through. No, the Guardian shot's not able to land. Tens gets in on the site. They push off the remaining members of XSET, and they're going to have full control of B with the Neural Theft as well.
That's so big. The earlier in a round you can use Neural Theft, the more profitable it can become with that return on information. So they know just exactly where everyone is coming from. It'll dwindle in that sense, but safe in the site. This could be big from XSET to make sure a lot of the members of Sentinels go down, but the round win is the priority, Doug. And it looks like with the guiding light coming through, that's going to happen now.
Keep an eye on Zoms on your mini-map as well. He's working the middle of the map. He's going to pinch in behind them, but will his teammates be able to stay alive long enough for it to have an impact? Shazam with 50 health, not able to land the shots onto the back of the site. Now Zom shows up, and it might be too late. My gosh! He does it again! Are you kidding me? A Red Bull clutch for Sentinels to take it to map, to take it to series point.
He's so good in the split instances where you would need a second to think. He's already 2 steps ahead. The quick instant transfer off the first shot, just seeing the backpack of Aaron and then saying death on the close peek. It draws the crosshair down. He's done it many times this tournament, and a lot of credit to the Zoms Nation for pulling in the rounds in which XSET could be picking up momentum.
Heavy push towards A, man. Everyone and their mom heavily pushing that way. The flash comes out. The blade storm is going to follow as well. This is the first time we've seen something this aggressive, and it's going to be followed up by Zoms taking the from the shadows to get back onto the site. On top of the run it back. Now keep an eye on Def. He's on the flank. The tripwire is going to give him away, but Aaron playing tight in the smoke, able to take care of that ult. The door is going to go down. Spike has not yet, but Def's in a great spot. You see how they have to pull back because of the tripwire. Oh my gosh! Tens jumps up, gives it to him, is able to get away, looking for more, and he gets it. Tens continuing to do that. Just 2 members left on the side of XSET. Make that one. Aaron in a 1v4 to keep the series alive. And who else but Tens to get the kill? Your North American Kings will not be dethroned, as Sentinels are your Grand Finals champions. Welcome back, friends. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. You just missed a banger. Once again, congratulations to Sentinels. 3-1 series win over XSET. XSET made them earn every single round, but Sentinels were able to walk away victorious. I'm Doug. With me is Riv. Riv, let's take a look at the replays one more time because there was a whole lot to talk about.
A lot of this A alt orb focus. I think we've been seeing that a little bit more from teams with the change in alt orbs going up. You know, you have shots. You have Sova needing quite a few more here. I mean, they focused it for the Phoenixes, the Jets, and we actually saw it coming up huge. A lot of these rounds as well, again, we went down to the second hand, and that kept favoring Sentinels. They play really good under that pressure. They're all collapsing on the site, and retake is their forte. Here, Tens putting some final touches on the map. XSET, though, Doug, we have to talk about how far they've come, how strong they are now, and what type of games they're going to put into VCT in the future, because we've definitely not seen the last of them due to their placement, but I can't wait to see what else they bring.
No, dude, they're legit. We talked about it at the beginning of the series. Def has been so good for XSET. You saw it in those mid-round adjustments. You saw it in his individual playmaking as well. And then Zekin has been so good for them as well. He can duel. He can play a Sky. He can do a little bit of everything. So they're going to be a ton of fun to watch. I don't think XSET's going anywhere anytime soon. But, you know, it kind of felt like throughout the series, I'm starting to think Shazam's just kind of like a robot of machine learning that just kind of like downloads depending on what data is given to him, and then they adjust accordingly, and it just becomes so difficult to deal with. It seems like the longer the series goes on, the more comfortable it gets for Sentinels.
It does. Comfortable is a word I'd tread slightly on because of what was happening to the rest of the team. Like, big ups to Tens, big ups to Zoms, the rest of the squad firing on. And Shazam showed up some maps, but then we saw each other really needing to be there. And I think that's one of the cores of Sentinels that we always see showing up is somebody is there behind the calls that Shazam's making. If somebody's falling behind, they're picking each other up. And it's one of the strongest parts the Sentinels brings to the table.
There's so many good plays. We have 2 segments we're going to look at. Up first, we're going to take a look at the Credit Karma instant Karma play. It actually came from the map we just took a look at. It was a beautiful display of utility, working together, making some teamwork happen to open up a play specifically for members on the side of Sentinels. We'll take a look at it here. Your instant Karma moment presented by Credit Karma. You had the paranoia. Sit comes out aggressively, and that allows Tens to get up top to create some space with the Blade Storm to get a double. That right there is the feeling of instant Karma, and it was a beautiful one at that because it dovetails into the ace, and how much more could you possibly ask for when you've got Tens doing that?
I mean, look at the pressure. So this was the second time they ran a 6 strategy down by the Alt Orb. So where are all of XSET's eyes going to be? Right on the Alt Orb. Tens is floating around in the clouds. The silver lining was there.
The silver lining was there indeed. We also have Shazam, who's here, who's going to be joining us for the Verizon post-match interview. We'll get him in here. We can pick his brain a bit. Shazam, thank you so much for joining us, dude. Congratulations on the big win.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, Shazam, I want to get your thoughts on this. I would love to kind of pick your mind on how XSET fared, right? Like, I think Def has been an excellent addition to them from a calling perspective, and they were able to push you guys to the brink a good bit. While it was a 3-1 win, XSET kept all of those maps competitive. What was it like to go up against them as an IGL who's made quite a name for yourself as probably being the best in the world?
They're good. They just gamble a lot though. Like, just kind of realize like we lose a round hitting B, they're gonna play 4 people A and just solo. They take a lot of risks. And like it took some time to just kind of realize that they're just gamble stacking and like flip flopping. And outside of that, like I feel like we were able to outplay them. I mean, people came up huge in clutches. Honestly, I feel like I couldn't even kill anything the whole series. So if we're still able to come up with the win, I feel good about that.
And you know, to kind of touch on that point, what kind of role do you take? Obviously, you're still trying to frag. That never goes out of your head. But do you kind of switch your role and focus more on providing everybody who is kind of going out of their way and just going crazy to help them?
Yeah, I think like that's just kind of like a rule as being part of a team is like if you just feel like you're having an off day, you're not feeling 100%. You like try to be a good teammate. You know, your comms. In my case, like calling. Just like helping out your teammates in other ways, and you can still like provide value and impact in rounds. And so I feel like overall, like I'm pretty happy with everything.
Shazam, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Leading up to this close qualifier, we saw a lot of new faces, right? We saw KCP, we saw Rise, we saw XSET work their way up to the grand finals, and in a situation where probably nobody expected 3 of those to place where they did. What is your thought on these teams that are starting to swell up to compete for these top spots in North America?
I mean, teams are just getting better. Like it's getting more and more competitive. Especially the top teams, like all the other tier 2 teams are watching how you play. They're like replicating the stuff you do, or like they're recognizing stuff you do. It's like one thing to like get up there, but it's a lot harder to stay on top. Having to like constantly try out new things, reinvent yourself. So we're trying our best. It's not easy. You know, experimenting different comps on Breeze and change stuff around. Our Haven, obviously, we need to change some stuff up. But overall, like, gotta keep working.
Would you say that the recent changes to the econ and everything and the way the game is played a little bit was a boon for Sentinels and the way that you guys always adapt and advance, or has it been something that took a bit of time for the team to adjust to?
I think it was pretty fine for the style that we play. I feel like we're pretty efficient with our utility. A lot of teams like to spam utility and like do a lot of set stuff, and for us it's like we try to only use utility when we need to, so we still have it when it comes to like committing to a site or playing a post plant. So I feel like it helped us, if anything. It's more so just teams getting better overall.
Shazam, thank you so much for joining us again. Congratulations on the big win. We'll see you at the playoffs.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
You heard it, man. But possibly a little frustrated. Didn't feel like he personally performed the way he would have liked. But I mean, when you've got a roster around you like that, there's got to be plenty to go around in that instance.
Yeah, and being hard on yourself is always a kind of a thing that goes along with competition, and coming back stronger is something that comes out of that. So you can only expect, even in a win, that the players come out more hungry, and Sentinels, it makes them that much more dangerous. But again, you know, talking about the other team, Shazam talking a bit about XSET there, that they are decently aggressive. And it did take them off a little bit, off guard a bit, but that playstyle does seem to favor XSET, and I'll watch aggression all the time.
That's a lot of fun to watch. Tell you what else is fun to watch: the AIM Labs flick of the day. Riv, it was another one from today, and it was a good one. And sure enough, it came from a member on the side of Sentinels. It was Sick, who had the disgusting ace that we'll take a look at one more time. Once again, the AIM Lab flick of the day, courtesy of Sick.
There's so many of these, right? So many aces, so many 4Ks, but not with the flicks, not with the crispness that we saw Sick here after his first few kills just say, thank you very much.
One enemy remaining.
Pop, pop. Easy. And that was a huge round.
Yep.
That was a very, very big round. That's one of those rounds everybody takes to social media and says, game saved. Let's keep going, for a Sentinels fan.
Yeah, it was so nice. Definitely worth looking at twice. The snap right here onto BCJ at the end to clean things up. Once again, your AIM Lab flick of the day. And once again, congratulations to Sentinels walking away with the big dub. Once again, proving that they are kings, they are titans of North America, and they can roll with the best of any of them. We'll take a look at the bracket one more time to recap, right? Make some memories after what happened throughout the weekend. Sentinels were able to work their way through the losers bracket, but they made their way up to the grand finals, where they met up with XSET, who again took down Rise 2-1. They took down Sentinels 2-1, and then 100 Thieves 2-1 to get to that point. But Sentinels were able to walk away with the rematch win in a 3-1 fashion. But Riv, it was close the entire time.
It was, and there's something to look at for Sentinels, too, along their route. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 down there, right? Not that XSET was having any trouble with 2-1s, but getting pressured into those games, finding themselves not being able to close it out. That's where I think Sentinels also can tag on a bit of the heat, as they know when they smell blood in the water and they start to be able to close out games. We saw that here. And just the lineup coming through. We talked about Rise. We talked about KCP. Seeing new names up there at the high caliber of play makes me so happy in how Open Qualifiers comes in for the VCT. And it breeds awesome playoffs like this.
Yep. No one is safe. It's a good time to be a fan of North American Valorant. Folks, thank you so much for hanging out with us this weekend. It was a blast. We laughed. We cried. Maybe some people cried. But it was an absolute banger of a tournament. We will see you all in just a little bit as we gear up for the second week of Stage 3. Until then, I'm Doug. With me is Riv. From everyone on the production team, the observers, the admins, everyone making everything happen. Thank you so much once again for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.